Well, clearly part of that sticker's missing, but this is what it's supposed to look like. And that's just the easiest way to identify it from the outside.
Hey YouTube, it's Faye, and for today's video, I'm going to do a differential service, a drain and fill on my 1988 Toyota Supra. And for those of you who've watched my channel before, then you know that I actually have quite a few differential service videos already on this channel, so why make this one? Well, this one's a little different. There's a different additive that is especially helpful for these older limited slip differentials of this style, the clutch pack style, so stay tuned and I'm going to show you how it's done. Aside from gloves, a drain bucket, and plenty of cardboard, let me show you the tools that you're gonna need to do this job. You will need 2 little crush washers for both the drain and fill plug, a 24mm socket, and this is a 1/2 inch because I'm using it on my 1/2 inch long handle ratchet. I love this one. It's my gear wrench 90 tooth. And then I've got this 1/2 inch torque wrench. Yes, I'm gonna torque them. And this is made by Capri Tools. Also, I just grab my flashlight and just stick it to the trunk of the vehicle so I can actually see what the heck I'm doing, but I guess it's not super necessary. My side angle cutters or my dikes, only to cut the lids off of my gear oil. You're also gonna need 2 containers of whatever gear oil of your choice, as long as it is GL5, and I'm using 7590. The Supra differential takes like 1.4 quarts, so you're gonna need 2 bottles. So I got some brake clean, really important. Oh, and rags, tons of rags. And last but not least, the friction modifier that we're gonna be adding into the differential, and the syringe, which has helped me put the additive into the differential. Once again, not necessary, but highly recommend, and you will see why. On the end of this syringe, I just have some aquarium tubing that's like, you know, semi-clear-ish, so I can just watch the fluid going in. And yeah, that is all. Oh, and one last thing that I almost forgot, kind of because I wish I didn't really need this, is a cheater bar, because some people don't know how to use a torque wrench. And before we get to work, just make sure that your Supra is parked on a flat and level surface. I'm going to begin this service by loosening the fill plug and removing that first, because as a rule of thumb, I always like to make sure that there's a way that I can get fluid back in if I take fluid out, so that I don't, you know, strand one of my vehicles or a customer vehicle. I have had fill plugs be stripped before and be totally damaged and be impossible to remove. So this is just, I mean, you don't necessarily have to do this, but it's always been helpful to me. And I'm doing that with my 24mm and my 1/2 inch long gear wrench ratchet. Oh yeah, it's a good thing I'm doing this first, because this is not easy. Okay, wow, I'm gonna need a cheater bar on the end of my breaker bar for sure. All right, this is why you always want to start with the fill plug, people, because we might be stopping right here. Who knows? Oh no, I'm not giving up. Oh my goodness, breaker bar. This is actually end of my jack handle. Oh gosh, that was like all of my body weight. Okay, we broke it loose. All right, so, oh my goodness, that was a struggle. Now that we've got the fill plug loose, I'm actually just gonna go ahead and remove this and check the fluid level. Okay, so that fluid, oh my gosh, was, you know, at a decent level, but it's gross. Very interesting. All right, so now I'm gonna go ahead and break this bottom bolt loose, and let's see what the rest of this fluid looks like. Oh my god, these leaves. Once again, with my 24mm socket, I wonder if this one's going to be equally as hard to remove. We shall see. Not as hard to remove at all, so that was interesting. I'm going to go ahead and let this drain for as long as possible, especially since it's a little chilly today. You can see I'm in a long sleeve. So let that drain. Oof, and it smells. And yeah, I'll come back in a little bit, but I'm definitely gonna give this as long as possible to get all that sediment out of there. While the fluid's draining, I'm gonna go ahead and clean and replace the crush washers on my fill and my drain plug. See, from here we can tell the difference between the fill and the drain plug, because the drain plug has a magnet on it and it's collected quite a bit of debris. I'm gonna go ahead and remove both of these. It's really crushed. And you can buy these crush washers from the dealer, or I actually have an assortment kit.
Let's go ahead and take a look at this. Oh my goodness. So this is, of course, a magnetic drain plug. So it's only gonna capture magnetic material. Looks pretty nasty. So we can get a sense of the differential health, but not necessarily the limited slip element or the clutch packs of the differential from this, because obviously those are fibers for the most part, and you're not going to see any fibers on here, but whoa! Why is this so satisfying? Look at all of that came off of the magnet just now. Here's my crush washer assortment kit, nothing special. Made by Swordfish. I don't know. Made in China. This is, I'll link this in the description below. Super helpful for all sorts of things. You know, Toyotas have a lot of banjo bolts on them, so you're always needing crush washers. The ones I'm using here are these 18 by 24s. I've already got them out right here. Before I put those on though, however, I gotta clean these guys up. Just doing my best to get all the old debris out of the inside of there. Okay, and that's what it should look like. You can see a huge difference before and after. So there is a lot of junk on there. All right, so before I remove my drain pan and observe the fluid, I'm gonna go ahead and put my drain plug back in. So obviously this is the one with the magnet in the bottom of it. And then, since I don't want to make the same mistake as the last person, I've got my torque wrench here, and I've got it set to 27 foot-pounds. And I'm, yep, believe it or not, actually going to torque this thing to the proper spec. It's not that much, y'all. Oh, I wish you could feel that, but it was just like the slightest little, not that much. All right. I am going to clean all this up, but I'm going to pull this out first so that I can examine the fluid and sort of see what the health of this differential might be. Actually, you know, it's not that bad. I think it's just old.
Now let's get this back underneath here. It's time to fill this bad boy back up. All right, now to put fluid back into the differential. I'm gonna start by putting the friction modifier in there first, because we have to make sure that this whole bottle gets in there and not all of our quarts of gear oil are gonna go into the differential. I mean, I guess technically you could put 1 quart in, then this, then top it off, but also, you know, when we're checking the level, we're gonna fill it until some fluid comes out. So I don't want any of this to come out. I want this to be at the very, very, very bottom. And there's a couple different ways you can put this into the differential. Usually I have a little cap, like one of those like little squeezy nozzles that will screw on here, but I cannot freaking find it. So that's my preferred way. I've also seen people just, you know, poke a hole in the top, but this does not fit nicely into the hole. So you're gonna get a lot of spillage that way. And also, let me just say, I'm gonna, even though it's a little chilly today, and by chilly I mean high 60s, low 70s. Actually, it's later in the day, so it might even be low 70s right now. This smells disgusting, so I do not want to get it on my nice flannel. And I also want to be very careful not to get it in my hair or anything else. And also, if you are going to be clicking the link below and purchasing this on Amazon, do not buy anything else at the same time for fear that they might end up in the same package. Actually, I had an incident once where I also bought some backpacking food and this at the same time, and it exploded in there. I don't know, it like leaked out, and I just, yeah, you don't want to order especially food items or clothing items, and you might not want to wear clothes that you like when using this fluid. It smells absolutely disgusting. You can also go pick it up at your local Toyota dealership. Mine sells it. I'm not sure if all Toyota dealerships sell it. I always thought it was really interesting when I went to go pick this up. I was like, I searched by VIN. I was like, I want the additive for the limited slip differential, and literally got a Motorcraft product at the Toyota dealer. I was like, all right. So in this case, I'm gonna make sure that I got plenty of cardboard. And what I'm actually gonna do is put this into my syringe. I wish I could remember where I got this from, but I got this in a kit for some other automotive additive, and I have no idea where I got it. So it's probably gonna take me a couple fills in order to get all this in. So I'm gonna put a little washer hose on the end of this, pull it up in, and then actually get it into the differential. So here goes. Actually, this is aquarium tubing, but I like aquarium tubing
better than like vacuum hose or washer hose, but I just assume that you will have that in the shop. I got this at PetSmart because I also have a fish tank. Just be glad that you cannot smell through your computer monitor. Oh god, it's so gross. Alright, so here's the first one. Second one. And there's just a very little bit at the bottom, but I'm gonna try to get all of it. So just do your best to get all of it out. Yeah, but you see what I mean about how it's not gonna, there's no way you're gonna pour that cleanly in, so. Okay, now for my, okay. The little cap came off in here. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut the tip of this off. Let's make it easy to put in. All right, and just to be super nitpicky, so I know that a full one of these is gonna go in plus like 0.3 of another one. So, since I know that this whole bottle is gonna go in there, look how freaking nitpicky I'm about to be. Yeah, I'm gonna make sure that I don't miss any of this. I don't wanna lose any of this friction modifier. All right, so there we go. Friction modifier is a little bit more valuable than the gear oil, and even though I didn't have much left in the container, let's see how much I had left. A little bit. Enough that it's worth pouring in here. Maybe not something I'd do in the dealership, but it's my car, so. Alrighty. Oh, such a child. Excuse you, gear oil. All right, and that dripping there is actually just from the cap. It's not actually coming out, so there is gonna be a little bit left in here. No big deal. I'll combine the two bottles at a later date. I'm gonna keep this cap intact and swap over this already cut cap. No sense in having them both open and then maybe one leaking later on. So this one I'm not gonna be able to put that much in until it starts flowing out. So I'm gonna be, there we go. Okay, awesome. So we can see it's flowing out just a little bit there. Time to put my fill plug back in. Now that you see how to fill it, you understand like why it's so important to keep the vehicle like on a flat and level surface. Otherwise, your measurement would be way off. And still have my torque wrench. Did you see that? Not a lot. Of course, it's a very long torque wrench, but there we go. Oh, leaves in there. I'm gonna clean those out later. All right, and that's it.
Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that it was useful to you. I hope that you were able to use this video to perform a differential service on your own Supra. If you were, you can always let me know in the comments below because I always love hearing that from y'all. And I'm sure there's also probably quite a few of you wondering like, why the heck am I wasting my time doing a differential service right now? There's no engine in this car. There's an engine that has to be built, Faye. Actually waiting on parts. And I think that there's actually quite a lot of services that I'm gonna be doing and making videos about along the way, of course, before the engine ever gets dropped in, because by the time that the engine's built, I wanna be able to just drop it in and drive it, right? I don't wanna be like worrying about all the services that I would have to do. I want everything to be just fresh and ready to go so that I can enjoy Project 88 for, hopefully many, many years without any issues. All right, so thank you so much for watching. I will see you in my next video. Bye.
She lays blue eggs. Don't you, Thalia? So pretty. Always angry, Athena. Hello. Hello. Friendly. Hi. Hi, sweetheart. Hi, sweetheart.